Hey, we've got some inequalities to solve. The first one is a linear inequality. There's no x squared term or anything. So let's try and solve it. First of all, actually there's two ways you could do this. Let's do it first way. I'm going to expand the bracket. So 3x minus 15 is less than or equal to 24. Add 15 to both sides. 3x less than or equal to 39. Divide by 3, x less than or equal to 13. Method 2, which would have been slightly quicker, would actually to have divided by 3 from the start. So x minus 5 less than or equal to 8. This is quicker because then I can just add 5 to both sides. If you did spot that, brilliant, but if not, don't worry, you can expand the bracket. There's just a little bit more to do. Part 2, you've got a similar setup, but now this is a quadratic inequality. So first things first, get it all on one side. Like solve it like you would a quadratic equation. So 5x squared minus 80, I've minus 78 from both sides, is greater than 0. Now I'm actually going to divide through by 5. So it's going to become x squared minus 16 greater than 0. To divide by 5 quickly, you can divide by 10 to give 8, and then times by 2. That gives us 16. Now what? Okay, now we solve it just like we would a quadratic equation. Try and factorize it. This is a difference of two squares, so it's x plus 4, x minus 4. Try and learn to recognize those. It's in the form a squared minus b squared, which is a plus b, a minus b. And that is greater than 0. So we now actually, good practice is to sketch the quadratic y equals x plus 4, x minus 4, and look at where that is greater than 0. So we get a root of minus 4 from this, and a root of plus 4 from this. We get a symmetric parabola about the y-axis, and it will look a little bit like this. So I'm interested in where this function is greater than 0, either where the y value is greater than 0. So it's going to be here and here. These values of x, anything to the right of this or to the left of this. Okay, this is my working in full, so it's just going to be x is less than minus 4 or x is greater than 4. Just one thing to say, I think. It's very easy in this question to make a mistake and not treat it like I have. You might have done x squared greater than 16 and then try to take a square root, but you can't do that because you've got an inequality here. It just falls apart. You can't say x is greater than plus or minus 4. You can see from my answer it just doesn't work. So don't try and take square roots with quadratic inequalities. Always solve them like a quadratic equation by getting 0 on one side, and then either factorizing or using the quadratic formula. Get the roots, sketch it, and then look at the region that you're interested in.